Hi, so I wanted to show you guys my entire Traveler's Notebook collection, and I wanted to go through different makers, different leathers, how I use each size, and yeah, go through all of that. So keep tuned. So this is my A5. This is a Speckled Fawn's Horween Taylor. This is a ready-to-ship item from her shop, and the pocket configuration on the inside is like this. It has a slip pocket on the right, a slip pocket on the left with 3 card slots. And I don't use an A5 currently. For me, the A5 is a little too large. And to show you guys, I do have a wide. This is a wide from So What Else Is New. And the wide and the A5 are the same height, but the wide is a little narrower. And for me, the narrower or the width of a notebook really matters for me, since I hold the notebook in my hand, usually on the spine like this. So if the notebook is too wide, it feels as if my hand doesn't have a good grasp on it. So the wide is what I use currently, not the A5. My wide is used as a stay-at-home planner. I do have a flip, I believe, of all of my notebooks I'm currently using. So this one hasn't changed really. This is the stay-at-home planner. The next size I have would be standard, and I have 3 standards. And to show you guys, the standard is the same height as a wide, and the wide is the same height as an A5. The thing with the standard though is that the standard is considerably thinner, or width-wise, compared to the wide. And like I said, the width of a notebook really matters to me. So I have 3. The 2 on the 2 here are Chic Sparrows. This one is a Speckled Fawn's. I'll go through the Chic Sparrows first. The Chic Sparrows have a slip pocket on the right with 3 card slots, and then a secretarial and a pen loop. These are considered deluxes, and she offers classic and deluxe. The classic just means no pockets and no stitching, from what I understand. I do not have any classics of my own. These 2 are 2 different leathers. So the brown one is a creme chocolate, and the orange one is a Mr. Darcy, Mr. Wickham. And the leathers, when you're considering buying a notebook, really can make a difference, because the creme is thicker, it's more durable, but it's also heavier. The Mr. Darcy is very sensitive. It will mark very quickly, but if you like those rolls and those striations, Mr. Darcy is a great leather, because it will show any scar that you give it. So those are things to consider when you're buying. And then my last standard is a Speckled Fawn's. This is a rustic Kodiak, and the pocket configuration is a left-hand side slip pocket, right-hand side slip pocket in the back with 3 card slots, and then a stitched-in pen loop. Now, I love the standard size, which is why I have 3. I'm not currently using any of them, and I will tell you why later on in the video. But the standard, I think, is a great size if you're starting off, possibly. It's a very common size that you can find almost any maker will make. And it truly is a really great size. It has the height of an A5, which gives you the feeling that you have a lot of writing room, especially when you're writing in a notebook and you open it flat. It pretty much feels as if you're writing on a full sheet of A5 paper. But the thing is that it's a lot narrower, so it's a lot easier to put in a backpack. It's a lot easier to hold in your hand. So a standard is a really great size. I love the standard size. So those are my 3 standards. The next size I have down is a B6. This is a B6, So What Else Is New. I'm currently using this as my creative journal, and the reason why I love the B6 size for that is because the B6 will hold cards, it will hold letters. It's a very common size for like pen pals. And if you like to journal and you like to junk journal and you like to put all of that kind of ephemera into your junk journal, if you put them in a B6, it won't overhang, which to me at least is a very important factor when I'm thinking about journaling. So I don't think I've actually shown this one before. The pocket configuration is the slip pocket on the left with 2 card slots, slip pocket on the right with an elasticated pen loop. It's actually this exact same pocket configuration as the wide. They're both from the same maker, which would make sense. And for me, the B6 is a great size for journaling. However, I do not like the B6 for planning because it's wide. And I do not, if I'm going to carry this out, I will bring a bag with ephemera, glue, washi tape. So I would put this in a bag. So I would never really hold it in my hand alone. So to journal, it's fine. But for my planner, which I'll probably grab and run out the door, I need something that will fit in my hand really compactly, and the B6 does not, for me. But the B6 is a very common size. Lots of people love the B6 size. My next size would be B6 Slim. So these are my B6 Slims, and I have 3 different makers. And to show you guys that compared to the B6 is wider, obviously, than the B6 Slim. And to compare to a standard, the standard and the B6 Slim have the same width, but the standard is about 1 inch taller. So if you loved the standard, but it was too much room for you, B6 Slim might be a good size to try out. So I'll go through them individually now. So this is a B6 Slim Speckled Fawns. This is in the Toasted Flan. This was a limited time run. She occasionally might bring it back in the future, but for now it's limited. It has a upright pocket right here, and it does come with the rivets. The pocket configuration for Toasted Flan is slip pocket on the left, slip pocket on the right with the secretarial, and then I again added the stitched in pen loop. Again, no reinforced spine. But for me, the Toasted Flan compared to the Rusted Kodiak, the Toasted Flan is a little bit thicker, and thus it also gives it a little bit more rigidity. So it's not as floppy as the Rusted Kodiak. Just to give you guys a comparison. But the Toasted Flan is a beautiful leather, very, very supple, yet very smooth. I don't really know how to describe it. It's a beautiful leather. The next one I will show would be a Chic Sparrow. This is a Pemberley Daisy. This is a limited, well, not limited. I think it's discontinued at this point. And the Pemberley leather is a very interesting leather. So, from what I understand, Pemberley and Mr. Darcy come from the same leather, however, they've both been treated differently. So the Pemberley has a lot more pebbling. It does not scratch almost at all. At least my Daisy has not scratched at all. It will show patina, just like the Mr. Darcy, which just means that the color will change over time. And the inside actually feels different too. My Mr. Darcy on the inside feels very smooth, and the Pemberley Daisy that I have, it feels a little rougher. But the pocket configuration is slip pocket on the left with 2 card slots, secretarial, and this is considered the older pen loop. Chic Sparrow used to stitch in their pen loops like such. So this is my Pemberley Daisy. And then my last one is a Lacau cover. This was a custom, so he doesn't have a listing for it. However, if you just message him, he is very, very quick to respond back, and he's very accommodating. So I selected Old Boots Glossy for the outside, Rhine inside with the yellow stitching, and he does a very interesting thing that I've never seen before. So the pockets, for the leather that he uses on his pockets and on his pen loop, he actually shaves off the unnecessary hide on the inside so that the pockets are extremely thin, and that plays a huge role because the cover, it feels extremely light, and it's because he takes off all that excess weight that you don't need in a cover. He also does a very signature button closure with an elastic, and this is actually a really ingenious way of closing your notebooks. And then his pen loops are stitched, but they're not stitched into the cover. They're stitched onto themselves. So the pen loop is actually very free, and you can even tuck it in if you're not using it. I love his design. It's very innovative, and I've never seen any other company do the things that he's done with leather. It's a beautiful notebook. So those are my B6 Slims. I'm currently actually using a B6 Slim. However, I'm using it in a personal size. So this is a personal speckled fawns. This is Kodiak. And this is rustic Kodiak. So you can see a slight difference in the different Kodiaks. She also has different colors. You can even choose how rugged you want it to be. So, like I said, it's very customizable. This is considered the planner. So, personal size the planner comes with a snap closure rather than an elastic. And it does have a pocket on the back, which again is snap closure. The pocket on the front is upright. And to show you guys the pocket configuration on the inside, I'm currently using this as a slip pocket on the left with 2 card slots, and then slip pocket on the right with again 2 card slots. And the cover is personal size. However, I'm putting in B6 Slim inserts. And to compare the personal compared to the B6 Slim, so let's compare maker to maker. So this is both speckled fawns, personal, B6 Slim. The B6 Slim is slightly taller and slightly wider. So if you put personal inserts into this personal cover, there would be no overhang. You could fit perfectly personal inserts inside. However, the reason why I put B6 Slim inserts in here is because I wanted to test out and see what size inserts will actually fit in this personal. And the B6 Slim fits. It's very snug, but it fits. And I personally prefer my covers to be very snug around my inserts because, like I've said before, I carry it in my hand. So the more snug and the more compact it feels, the less worried I get about losing it. So yeah, this is my personal. This is the personal I'm currently using. But I have 2 other personals that are empty. So these are 3 different makers, speckled fawns, which I've already shown. This is a Chic Sparrow Mr. Darcy Buttered Rum, and this is a Foxy Fix Lush Stardust. Now, this is also a Mr. Darcy, but this is in the Mr. Wickham line. So these 2 are the same leathers, different colors. So they both have the same characteristics in the same leather. So that means that they'll patina, they'll show markings, they'll show striations, and it's a beautiful thing about Mr. Darcy leather. They are all very different. So this is an extremely old notebook. So slip pocket, 2 card slots, secretarial, the old style pen loop. And you can tell that this personal is older because Chic Sparrow's personals used to be actually a little bit smaller. So this is a smaller personal size. She now makes her personals a little bit taller to accommodate more height in your inserts. So when you put personal inserts in this personal cover, the height matches the cover perfectly. And like I said before, I prefer a more compact feeling cover. And my last personal is this personal Foxy Fix Lush Stardust. Now, this Foxy Fix has the crisscross pockets, which means that these 2 diagonal cut pockets go the full length of the notebook on both sides. It also has a card pocket on both sides as well. And this cover has a full-length pocket on the back, which I think is a very interesting addition to Foxy Fix's notebooks. Now, not all of her leathers do have that large back pocket, so you'll have to research that on your own, but it's a beautiful cover. The Lush leather from Foxy Fix is one of my favorites because it's very supple. I like my leathers to be extremely supple. The only issue I have with Foxy Fix is that they are all reinforced spines, and I do not like reinforced spines. It makes the book very book-like. So when if it has inserts in it and you put it on a shelf, it'll stand like a book, which some people love that because it looks extremely uniform across a shelf. I personally do not prefer that. I have one more personal, however, I did not put it in the other personal sizes because this is a personal single. So this is a single from Foxy Fix. Their singles do not have reinforced spines at all. And a single means that it only has 1 elastic. I have 3 inserts in here, however, because I jump banded it, which means I ran an elastic around the single elastic that's already in the cover to give me more room for inserts. The pocket configuration is secretarial with a card slot on both sides, and I'm currently using this as my work planner. So I really love the singles from Proxifix. They are very compact, and if you really don't need more than 2-3 inserts in your cover, a single is truly a way to go. My next smaller size is a pocket, and I only have one. This is a pocket Nightingale from Chic Sparrow. The pocket configuration is slip pocket on the right with 2 card slots, secretarial with a New York style pen loop, and the Nightingale leather. This is the first time I've ever had any of the leather type from this line. This line is called the Mockingbird leather, and I must say it's a very smooth leather. It almost feels as if it almost feels like rubber in a way, like extremely smooth rubber, but it's not, it doesn't feel bad. It feels like leather. I don't know how to explain it really. But what's interesting is that the inside looks and feels like the backside of a carpet, pretty much. Like it feels like cloth, which I think is really weird. But I love this I love this cover. It has a lot of striations. It's beautifully made. So yeah, this is my Mockingbird Nightingale pocket. And my smallest size that I have is a micro. So this is a micro speckled font. This is the Rustic Kodiak. So this is the same leather as this. And then these two are rustic. And then this is a brown Kodiak, just brown Kodiak. So you can tell that they are all quite different from each other. And when you're picking out leather, that is going to be the case for whatever cover, whatever maker you're going to get. All the covers are going to be different because leather is a living thing. So this micro has a pocket in the front, and then a slip pocket on the right or the left, 2 slip pockets on the right, and a pen loop. And these slip pockets are the exact perfect size for a credit card. So the micro size is what I would suggest if you're looking for something that is extremely compact, possibly used for a wallet. I have put planner inserts in here and they work beautifully as well. So yeah, this is my smallest size. Now there are a lot of other sizes that are smaller than this, specifically the Nano. And from what I understand, a Nano is maybe like half an inch smaller than the micro, from what I understand. It's a lot more credit card size. It's like legit credit card size. But I don't think I could go any smaller than a micro. So yeah, that is my entire collection. If anyone has any questions or any comments on any of them, feel free to ask me. So right now, just to recap, I use a wide, I use a B6, I use a personal with B6 slim inserts, and then, well, I use a personal for work, but that's, this one is just literally just work stuff. So yeah, I have 4 in use, and I have 1 million that are not being used. But I think that's just what happens with Planner Girls. So ask me any questions. I hope you guys come back, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.